So we've now got the machine hovering above our short sample panel, and obviously for panel balance we're going to position the machine in the midpoint of the panel, both widthwise and lengthwise. And you're now ready to lower the machine on. When we drop it down to the panel, we need to make sure all the weight of the machine goes onto the panel. Okay, we've got an ideal situation here with a flat, smooth panel, but obviously you may be lifting micro rib panels or textured panels, so you need to make sure the weight of the machine bears down and presses the suction pads onto the panel surface. Once you're happy with that, you can then operate suction. As remember, you move this lever into the green zone, but I'm going to move the camera onto the front of the machine to show you what happens to the vacuum gauge. And I'll do that again so I can show you how to release suction. The panel's under suction now. To release suction, which you're going to do when it's on the wall, pull the pin and rotate the lever into the red zone. As soon as you do that, the vacuum drops away to zero, the machine vents and suction's lost on the panel. So I'm going to apply suction again. And what you've seen there, as soon as I apply suction, the needle starts rising quickly through the red zone, and as it's doing that, the red light is on and the warning siren's sounding. But as soon as the needle enters the green zone, the red light goes off and the green light comes on. At that point, when you have a green light, you're safe to lift. The vacuum pumps continue to operate until the vacuum got up to around about 0.72 or 0.73, then they switch off. As the machine loses suction, and every machine will lose suction at different rates depending on the panel surface, when the needle gets down to around about 0.65, the vacuum pumps will kick in again and top up to that 0.73 level. So those vacuum pumps will operate on and off throughout the lifting process to make sure that the vacuum is maintained in the working level. Don't panic about that, but if the red light's on and the warning siren's sounding, don't lift. But a green light indicates a safe lifting status. So we've now got suction on the panel, and we can now lift that panel. So the next point is you lift it slightly clear of the stack below it and apply the secondary safety straps. But as you'll see, as we're lifting, depending on the position of the pads across the width, the panel itself will start to rotate, and we'll continue that rotation in a minute. You apply the safety straps around the panel, they're locked into the pin, sprung pin there. You can adjust the tension on the straps. They need to be fairly snug around the panel, but not too tight. You need to be able to get that loop in and out of the pin quite easily. And once you've adjusted it for one panel, it should be the same for all panels. So now you can raise the panel slightly, and you can rotate the panel. Neil's going to do that, and it will lock into the upright position. Okay, so this is a fairly light PAR panel. You can assist that rotation, which is the manual process, by positioning the pads towards the top edge of the panel. And the panel itself will automatically, under gravity, rotate itself part way. But please make sure that these pads are no closer than 100 mm from the top edge of the panel. So now you're in a position where you can lift this to the wall, and when you're close to the steelwork on the wall, you can release the safety straps, continue positioning the panel. When it's in position and you've locked it with 1 or 2 screws, you can then release suction. And obviously, as I pointed out earlier, suction is released by pulling the pin and rotating the lever into the red zone. Once you've done that, the machine can come down for the next panel. And that's a horizontal panel lift. We're going to just stop this and we'll resume doing a vertical panel lift.